I inherited my grandfather's house last year. He passed away quietly in his sleep, leaving everything to me, the land, the belongings, the house, and whatever was hiding underneath it. The place was old. Isolated. The kind of house you'd expect to find in a horror movie. Wooden floors that creaked with every step, wallpaper peeling from the corners, and the faint smell of dust and something sour lingering in the halls. I only remembered visiting once when I was a kid, but I never went inside. Grandpa always kept the door locked when I was around. When I moved in, I found the key in a rusted coffee tin labeled, "Do not use." Of course, I used it. At first, nothing strange happened. I spent a few days cleaning, sorting old boxes, tossing out yellowed newspapers and expired cans from the kitchen. The basement was the only place I avoided. Not out of fear, I just had too much else to deal with. But eventually, curiosity got the better of me. The basement door was heavy. Solid oak, with an old brass lock that clicked open with a reluctant groan. A wave of stale, cold air hit me as I pulled it open. The light switch didn't work, so I used the flashlight on my phone. The stairs were steep and narrow, carved from stone and dipped slightly in the middle, worn by time and footsteps I couldn't explain. At the bottom, the space opened into a single, unfinished room, concrete walls, dirt floor, and a strange smell like wet soil and rust. But what caught my attention was the second door. It was at the far end of the room, set into the concrete like it had been built into the wall. It didn't match anything else in the house. Steel, with no handle. Just a small keyhole right in the center. I stared at it for a long time. It made no sense. There was no other side of the house that could lead here, nothing outside, no structural clues. I ran my fingers along the edges. The steel was cold, colder than the rest of the room. That night, I dreamed of scratching sounds coming from under the house. At first, I blamed the old plumbing. Or maybe mice in the walls. But every night after that, I heard them again. And not just scratching. Whispering. Low, muffled, and urgent. I stopped sleeping. I barely ate. My phone's battery kept dying even when I wasn't using it. Lights in the house flickered even after I changed the bulbs. And no matter how many times I locked the basement door, I'd wake up to find it open again. One morning, I came downstairs to find footprints, wet, muddy ones, leading from the basement up into the kitchen. They weren't mine. And they stopped right in front of my bedroom door. I called a locksmith to try opening the steel door. He laughed when he saw it, saying he'd never encountered anything like it. But when he attempted to pick the lock, his tools snapped. He turned pale, muttered that I should leave that thing alone, and left without even asking for payment. I should have listened. That night, I woke up to a loud bang. Not like something falling, more like metal slamming against metal. I ran downstairs. The basement door was wide open. A faint glow emanated from below. I wanted to run. I should have run. But something about that light, it pulled me in. I descended slowly. My flashlight flickered, then died completely. The steel door was ajar. And behind it, nothing. A void. Just a pitch-black expanse that swallowed all light. No walls. No ceiling. Just darkness. But I could hear things moving inside. I turned to leave, and that's when I saw it. Something stood in the middle of the room behind me. Tall. Wrong. Its limbs were too long. Its skin, if you could even call it that, shimmered like wet stone. And its face wasn't a face. Just a wide, twitching grin carved into flesh that never blinked. It didn't move. It didn't speak. But I heard its voice inside my head. You opened the door. I don't remember getting back upstairs. I don't remember closing the door. But when I woke up, I was in my bed, clothes muddy, arms scratched, and the key, gone. The next day, I tried to fill the basement with cement. But when I went to check it again, the steel door wasn't there. Just a wall. Like it had never existed. The whispering stopped after that. The scratching too. For a while, I thought I was safe. Thought maybe it was just some twisted nightmare. But then, 3 nights ago, I received a package in the mail. No return address. Inside was a key. A small, rusted key identical to the one from the tin. And beneath it, a note. You can't close what's already open. Now, every night at 3:07 a.m. I hear the door unlock.